Buddy, we are here for a last time to say my farewell tour goodbye to the end of the road tour of Kiss for after 45 years. It has been a great journey for them for a long time. And people always believe I've seen them 18 times in concert. And I'm not going to be able to make the show tomorrow in my hometown where I live in Cleveland, Ohio. Yeah, born in Cleveland Heights, Ohio, but still Cleveland. That's where I was born. But the one and only thing that people always say from the many years I've been seeing concerts since I've been 4, and all the older guys have always said this, and all people always say this. My mom and everybody. People always say that every band says this is the farewell tour goodbye. They're gonna be back. Every band says that. I say, yeah, that is true. Every band does say that this is the farewell goodbye, and next thing you know, they're back on tour. Yeah, that is true, and I don't say that's not true at all. But like they said on their show, with all the big stars that they said, this is it. Yes, I know they're not gonna. There's no Ace or no Peter with them. They haven't been with them since the '80s. They have only Paul and Gene together for over 45 years. Besides the two original members, the other guys are good too. Of course, everybody's upset they're not doing the farewell goodbye tour with them, but that's their issue. But everybody thinks, like Gene Simmons says, everybody thinks this is like this planet is flat, that bands last for 50, 60 years, that they can do it all. But at the end of the day, you only can do it for so long. Yes, everybody's been saying that for a long time, and they still do it. Yes, most bands only last, good 20, 30 years. But it's been a great journey. They started back when my dad graduated high school and my mother was just in college when they came out. And they're a theatrical band. I mean, I don't care what people say. Like Bob says, oh, they're a joke band. I said, no, they're not a joke band. No one's a joke band if they lasted 45 years. You just don't like them. You're just a hater because you just don't like that kind of music. And you're such a weirdo because you like Alice Cooper. Is the same kind of music as Kiss. Just about. It's the same kind of music as Kiss. But you got to give them credit for what they've done. I could say, I don't like the Beatles, or I don't like the Led Zeppelin, or anybody else, but I don't think they should not be in the Hall of Fame. But Kiss is in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Yes, they blow up a lot of shit, but it's a theatrical. They're a theatrical classic rock band. That's what they are. They're a theatrical band, just like Alice Cooper is, just like Marilyn Manson, just like Ozzy Osbourne. That's theatrical band. That's a theatrical band. So it's going to be a great journey. Yes, once they come to your city, they're done. Once they come meet in L.A. or New York or Chicago or my hometown tomorrow at the Cook Loans Arena in downtown Cleveland, they're done. Once they say goodbye, they mean it's goodbye. Yes, I've seen them 18 times in concert. People always ask me, what's your greatest memory of seeing Kiss? And I say my greatest memory of Kiss is in the 1990s, the early 90s. We went to see them in Detroit. This is before they got Ace and Peter. That was a great memory in Detroit. And then Cleveland, they came in the early 90s. And then the reunion tour in 98 was great. Early 2000 was great. I mean, I've had a lot of great memories. Yes, I didn't see them in the 80s because I was only not even 1 year old yet. I was born in 86. I didn't see them in the 70s. I wasn't born yet. The last time I officially have seen Kiss together was 2011, 2012 with Motley Crue, and when Motley Crue called their, as they say, the final tour, but they lied and they came back. But Kiss is not going to be Motley Crue. It says, hey, we're done, and we're coming back, and if this is your chance, if you have not seen them, never. This is your chance. You haven't seen them in 30 years or 20 years. I can't make it tomorrow. I wish I could, but I'm just saying nice farewell goodbyes to my favorite band of all time, Kiss. As you see, I'm going to have my sign. It says right here, if you want the best, you're going to get the best. And the hottest band in the land, their names is Kiss. And you're going to get the best. And you always will, as they say, get the best. So, it's been a great journey to see them. I got still the dolls. I still got the other shit. But, you know, to say my final goodbyes is, you know, great. I mean, it's you know, it's finally, didn't think, yes, I knew it was going to be a final goodbye eventually for them, you know, but, you know, they have to move on eventually in their lives, you know, and yes, music ministry has been great for 45 years for them, and everywhere you go, and they have a big following. It don't matter what you're into or you're not into, you know what you're going to see if you see Kiss. And people, of course, I know what they're going to be playing tomorrow. Yes, I can watch it on YouTube when they come in a few days from now, or I can watch it tomorrow night, even if it's not Cleveland. You know, of course, I know what I'm there to see. I'm there to see what I've heard for 20 something plus years since I've been going to concerts since the 90s. I've been going to my first concert when I was 4 years old. You know, Kiss was my 4th or 5th concert I've seen in concert. If I was going to rate, what would I know I would expect? Yes, the classics. I know I'm going to hear Rock Roll Night Party every day, the last song, Cold Gin, you know, Black Diamond, you know, Destroyer, you know, Love Gun, you know, of course, I'm going to hear all the stuff in the 70s. You know, in the 80s, of course, you're going to hear Creatures of the Night, War Machine, you know, Loud, you know, it's going to be, it's sad to see it's finally done, you know, but at the end of the night, you know, if you haven't seen them in the 90s, you think of, you know, yes, the 90s stuff, I do like some of it, but mostly I grew up with the 80s and the 70s stuff, mostly the 80s, because I didn't see the 70s era, because I used to listen to that stuff when I was 4 or 5 years old in the 90s from the 80s with my cousin Joey. Yes, I like some of the 90s stuff too, but I like mostly the old stuff that I grew up on. So it's been a great journey for many, many years. It is sad to see they're finally done. It's sad to see they're finally calling it, but it's time to move on. It's been a great journey. Everybody thinks that they're not going to be done, and this earth is fixed, like Gene Simmons says, or they think this earth doesn't exist. Once they come to your city, they've said it, they're done. They're not coming back anymore. You know, it's time to say move on, and its journeys has been great. But I am happy to say goodbye. I am happy to say you know, it's been a great run. I mean, it's been a great run for them for a long time. I mean, you know, and if everybody wants to ask me, we get a lot of great memories. I just mentioned them, but I mean, as a kid, you know, listening to all that hair metal growing up, yeah, Kiss is definitely a theatrical band. They went metal in the 80s, and so let's just go on and let's tell you what will be my top 10 Kiss songs of all time. Gotta do top 10. Top 5 is too hard. Top 10 Kiss songs. Gotta go Creatures of the Night. That would definitely be number 1. Creatures of the Night is definitely a great song. War Machine, Crazy Night, you know, Elbow Sex, you know, let's go from the 70s now. Cold Gin, you know, Black Diamond, of course, Rock and Roll Night Party every day. Let's go with Shout It Out Loud. Let's do one more from the 70s. Let's do Dirty Living. That's a great song. You know, 90s, you got some of it's okay. I'm not crazy about Dirty Living. Okay, I do like Psycho Circus. It's not a bad song. God Gave Rock and Roll to You. That is a great song. I do like that. So I'm hopefully that's on the list. I'm sure that will be, because it represents patriotism for our country. You know, I am a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. So that's the journey to say goodbye. So I hope everybody that is seeing them all over, if you're seeing them are in Cleveland, or if you've seen them this past week in Detroit, or in the past LA, or Chicago, or you're going to see them in, let's say you're going to see them in Columbus tonight. If you've seen him for the first time, thank God you did see him for the final time. If you didn't, you missed out, because they're not coming back. They are done. There's no more farewell, goodbye back. There's no end of the road tour or Kiss's return 2022 or Kiss's return next year, but they are saying, and this is it. This is it. I don't think they would lie and say stuff on TV like Motley Crue did back in 2011 after I went to see them at Blossom Music Center in Cuyahoga Falls with Crue came with Alice Cooper. They're done. You can't stand and sit forever and say you're going to be done, and when it's time to move on, it's time to move on. So, okay, everybody. Kiss had a great run. 45 years was existing. I've had some great times, and 18 times at concerts, 10 times in Cleveland, twice in Detroit, twice in New York, twice in LA, twice in Chicago. It's been a great run for many, many, many years. But it's time to say, like they say, there's always one thing to say. Rock and roll night, party every day. Crazy night. Turn on the night. God gave rock and roll all to you. Black Diamond, you can go on. I Was Love for Making You Baby. I can go on and on all this because there's so many great hits. Tonight I'm going to play a lot of it on their CD, more of it tomorrow for St. Patrick's Day. So, everybody, it's been a great run. So I got to go. And if you've never seen Kiss, hopefully you'll see them before their final tour is done, because this is it. And this is it. My mom thinks this is not it. This is it. I would say I got to go. Have fun. 18 times for me in concert. It's been a great run. And so I would say to you guys, have a great time. Kiss forever. 45 years. Bam, bam. Adios. Gotta go. Goodbye.